Today on the show, we've got a future multi-millionaire, and they're well on the way. It's a 23-year-old that started selling on Amazon, selling old beer glasses from his dad's pub, turned it into a very successful business, and then built a warehouse fulfillment centre. Things are going really well. This is a bright young thing that knows how to do business and entrepreneurship. There's a few challenges, and it's our job to help them. Take a listen. Hello, campers. Welcome back to Business Broadcast. JB joins me here.
Hi there. Talking to BYTs, I'm here. Hello.
Bright young thing. Well, you're running like a bright young thing. Just done the London Marathon at the time of recording a few weeks ago.
I did.
And you'd done it under 9 hours, didn't you?
I did.
That was
just
impressive.
Just a snip under the 9. Just rounded it down to 9.
What did you do it in? You done it in
4:09.
Wow. I mean, it's impressive. Are you 41 now?
No, just look at today. 40 and a half. Yeah, closer to 40. Oh, yeah, I'm close to 41, yeah.
Wow. So 9 years' time, you'll be 50.
9 years' time, we'll be 50.
Scared about that? Embracing that?
I'm just going to embrace it. I've gone for my midlife crisis now. I'm done.
Midlife crisis, running a marathon.
Well, yeah, that's what people do,
like
don't they?
The least midlife crisis-y thing you could ever do, isn't it?
No, people.
Like midlife crisis is
a fair sports car or like, do something extreme like a marathon.
Yeah, but that's what you want to be doing, isn't it?
But the marathon?
Yeah. Well, it's an investment in your future.
Just in case Hayley watches this, yes, that's the thing that I should have done.
Yeah.
The marathon was the right choice.
Hayley being his wife. Okay, we're talking to Prep 365, which I thought was a meal supplement company.
I did.
Did you?
I did, yeah. I was not expecting what he said.
No, nor was I. But definitely, we had a little chat with our guest today. He is a smarty pants, isn't he?
Yes, because he said, I want to help people with their side hustle. I was like, oh no. Oh, he's going to get the wrath of Sinclair at this rate.
Yeah.
But he was one of those people doing it on a side hustle, reselling, working from a laptop lifestyle and all that stuff. But then he's realised that the bigger margin is in the fulfillment, not the making of the stuff.
So his original business was selling stuff on Amazon.
He's a reseller, yeah.
He was doing 50, 60 grand's worth of sales on Amazon a month, and then got himself a little warehouse and was sending it out, started doing it for other people, now stopped on Amazon. I think that's a summary of the business, yeah? How long's it been going?
Reseller's quite interesting because they'll buy often, but he said that one of his biggest selling products was Oral-B toothbrushes. So he'll probably buy that in bulk. A lot of people, there's a big thing about this, especially during lockdown. You'd see like B&M, for example, because obviously they've got bigger buying power. They would buy a load of stuff and you could buy a toothbrush for like 20 quid, but they're selling on average on Amazon for 35 quid. You get people who go and bulk buy 30 or 40. They go to every B&M store that they could and then they make 15 quid margin per toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of toothbrush is he using? A £35 toothbrush?
What do you...
He's got loads of money over here.
What are you talking about? I bet you've got one of them ones that goes on like a charging plate and all that.
Sorry, yes. I thought when I thought of Oral-B, I thought they were just like the £2 jobs. But you mean the electric ones?
Yeah.
Fine, got it. Yeah, I understand now. How long has he been going, this young whippersnapper? Can't be that long. He's only 23.
I know, he's been going 0 to 3 years. He started 3 years ago. So he's, 20K a month. 4 team members, but he's got some challenges in his business, Jimbo. You have to help him.
What are they?
I'm glad you asked. Challenge 1, managing staff and setting systems. Challenge 2, diversifying marketing tactics. And challenge 3, increasing, easy for me to say, increasing customer lifetime value.
Just go straight from the off. I do not like these type of businesses because...
Strong start.
I get the numbers. He's obviously doing some okay numbers, 10% margin. But if Amazon don't want you doing it, that's it. Business over, isn't it?
It is. I had exactly that. Back in the day,
you didn't have an Amazon business,
I
did you?
Yeah.
Mate, you've done everything.
Figured the weirdest thing ever.
Easy side hustle you've ever done. HMO. Done an HMO. You loved a HMO in.
Yeah.
Buying cheap properties up north.
Yeah, done it.
Think you was going to be Warren Buffett in 24 months.
I was, yep.
Yeah.
I just slightly short of my goal.
I can't believe that he now comes back down to... So how much did you sell on Amazon?
I sold 3,000 units of the product that we created. Ask me what it was.
What was it?
It was a... So this is pre-kids, right?
Yeah.
It was a thermo-induction baby bath mat, which basically meant that it was a bath mat with thermo technology. So if the water was too hot, it would change colour, so you knew. And I got it, and I thought I was like, I'm gonna make £1 billion here. I'm gonna be James Sinclair. Sod him at the time, doing backstage business with his red trousers on. I was like, I'm gonna be the next James Sinclair. And I got into a cab, and the guy went, "Oh, bruv, what is it you do?" I said, "I've got a thermo induction baby bath mat." He went, "What? Like putting your elbow in the water?"
Yeah.
I went, oh, is that how parents actually test it? You just put your elbow in.
I
And then
was
when you
just
have
about
kids, I'm
to
like,
say that.
oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You
or
don't need
just-
a thermoinduction baby bath
I've
mat.
got one of these.
Really?
Finger.
Really?
Don't even need an elbow.
Yeah, but your elbows, that's more sensitive, isn't it, than your fingers?
Right.
That's why people put the
But you still sold 3,000 of.
still 3,000.
These
At
things you
one
don't
point,
need.
we sold 27 in a day. We sold over $1,000 worth, and I remember, I will never forget it. I was at a caravan in Walton-on-the-Naze. I was living the life, I tell you.
With Hayley.
Living the life, yeah, with Hayley. And notification came out. It was like, you've just sold £1,000. And I was like, Jesus.
And how much did you get off the
Laptop
1,000?
lifestyles on the beach at Walton.
No, but how much would you keep out of the $1,000? You pay for the product.
Yeah, so we would keep $9. And at the time, we were selling them for 36.
Yeah.
So we do $9 a product.
I don't think many people are doing that now.
No. And to your point though, so we had, what did we call it? There's a company called Dandy Dots, which is still a big company now, and they do like baby bath stuff. And they were $35. So we went in at 34, and you basically have to sort of price match them every day and just be a couple of dollars less than them. And then we got to a certain point where, yeah, we're selling for $35, and then Amazon went, oh no, we want that. And they started selling for 12. They just bought out all of the Dandy Dot stuff and they were just selling for $12. So we just had to get rid of all of it at cost.
So did you lose money on the whole thing?
No, it probably broke even in the end.
And if you had in your time?
Oh yeah, it was a huge loss. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, absolutely.
So how old was you when you done that little? Because
2012 was the year before I got married. 2011 it was. So I was.
why was you in a caravan in Walton-on-the-Naze without children?
Because Hayley's family were down there. Hayley's family lived down there.
What, and you took her to a caravan?
I showed her a good time.
Right.
Take her to all the good places.
Oh, God, it's just...
Now I've got
so
a pal who's
many
got an ice cream
questions.
place down at wait till I go to Rossi. They're going to fit. They're balling out now.
Yeah. Okay, right. So he's got... Then the challenges are... did we cover the challenges?
I think so. Yeah. Then we went on to my challenges of life,
Yeah.
which we.
Where does he want to be in 1 year's time?
In 1 year's time, he wants to be doing 500,000 smackers a year with the business providing fulfillment to brands and bigger businesses.
So he's already starting to realise that this Amazon thing is a risk. If you're doing a SWOT analysis, what's the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats? Well, I suppose even one side of the coin, you go, well, Amazon are going to be around forever. We'll take some of their money. But if we live by that massive business philosophy and rule that I talk about all the time, no more than 10% of your revenue should come from one source.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Well, he's 100%
Yeah.
on the back of Amazon, isn't it? And
In a SWOT analysis,
and you actually are living proof that they can just... I'm going to do this.
yeah.
You're finished.
And they're doing the algorithm just basically looks at what's selling popular and they'll just go and buy it in, and it goes on to like the Amazon recommended, which wasn't even a thing back in those days.
Yeah.
So it would just do they didn't even have pay per click, I don't think. So you'd have to like
The only way that you would protect yourself is make sure you own the brand.
which is very difficult to do in Amazon because obviously they protect the customer.
Yeah, but I mean, like Oral-B, people
Yes,
would want
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
Oral-B toothbrush, and so Amazon couldn't.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
they
the bigger play. Yeah, when we were doing like this fulfillment, like training course, all that. It's like, build a brand, but it's so difficult to do that, especially if you don't own the customer journey. Which we were shipping stock from China, sending it through Hong Kong, landing it in America. We didn't even do
You
it.
worked all that out.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed with you than I ever thought I would be.
Well, that's great. Just took one absolute failure to win your adulation.
but
Brilliant.
what annoys me about it, but if you'd have carried that on, you could have actually built a wholesale business.
Yeah,
back
but
on the knowledge of.
I was not in that mindset. I was like mid-20s.
What was you doing other than selling baby bath mats, which I still.
I worked in the music industry at that point. Another great way to waste your life and not earn any money. Shout out to the music industry.
Right, okay.
Should we carry on?
Yeah.
Right, what does he want to
What does your business look like when it's finished?
Well, he says 5 to 10 million in revenue per year with management team and staff so that it can be sold. He's swallowed the Sinclair playbook here, isn't he?
He has, yeah.
He knows. He knows how many onions make 5 or whatever one of your weird analogies is. Do you make the profit you want to make?
I don't even know what I say now because you've said it so wrong. How many beans make 5?
Beans
That's
make
what I
5. You say something about
It's
onions.
not
You've
one
got
of
an
mine.
onion thing
That
as well,
is one
haven't
of
you?
the oldest British sayings since
it?
time began.
I've never heard
It's a
anyone
farmer
say it.
saying, he knows how many beans make 5.
Well, are all farmers farmers from up north, are they?
One of my greatest farming friends, Andrew Wolf. That's one of his, and that's where I've stolen that from.
It's
He's
good,
one
to
of
be
the best
fair.
men. He knows how many beans make 5. That's his way of saying someone knows what they're doing.
Fine, okay. Doesn't make the profit that he wants to make. If so, what is it? He says, I make enough to live on, but there's more on the table for sure. What does he do day to day in the business? 9 to 5 is firefighting. Lovely. Making sure staff are kept busy and driving them forwards. Then evenings he's trying to grow the business and systemize it. So he's
Proper entrepreneur, this kid.
Yeah,
Proper.
isn't he just? More working. He's 23 as well. It's quite impressive, isn't it? 23.
Do you know what? When we had a little pre-chat with him, you just know he's good, don't you?
Yeah.
There is something.
Yeah.
That first minute, you're like, yeah.
People have either got it or they haven't they?
Unfortunately, I think there is a DNA thing.
Yeah. You can't quite put your finger on if you...
No.
Like, what is it? If you had to bottle it and go, oh, it's that. I think it's a bit intangible.
Yeah, there's some... I think if you've got a base thing there, then you put the 10,000 hours of practice, you can become superior. But there is a base. I think it is hunger. I think that is that hunger is infectious. And, and people want to support the hunger.
And a willingness to learn.
Yeah, all of those.
You can kind of sense that, can't you? Because you said to him in the pre-chat chat, so this is not he knows it's not scalable.
Yeah, he already knows.
Can't say, he said, but it's good for cash for now, then you can go deploy the cash into other stuff.
23 years old. Work that all out.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's really, but you just, his demeanour and stuff, you can just tell, yeah.
And then he's got some questions that he wants to ask you as well, so should we get him on and talk to him about
Have we got, well, just before we do that, let's talk about the James Sinclair letter.
Oh, let's do
Because I know you're a fan, aren't you?
I'm a big fan.
We've
of the 2
launched-
instalments that I've read so far.
If the podcast that we put out twice a week, completely for free, weren't enough for you, plus the YouTube main channel where I do another video,
Unbelievable.
free, if that wasn't enough for you,
You should be getting an MB for services to freebie business, shouldn't you?
absolutely should be getting an MBA or an MBE or an OBE.
You're not
or a
getting an
CBE. What is it, an MBA?
MBA, not an MBA, that's a Masters of Business. You don't need one of them.
I reckon I'll get an honorary doctorate one day.
Do you reckon? Yeah, you probably would, to be fair.
For Basildon University, if they launch it.
Southend Polytechnic.
I'll take it. I've done this thing. And Chud's, who makes their head of content and the head of my brand and someone I trust very much now, and I love very much, he's sitting over there.
He's like your little brother, isn't he? I think of you two as like family.
Yeah,
Little brother
I'd
that
like to see
bullies
him
you
as
a
my
little bit.
first son, because I'm too old for him to be my brother, but too young to be his dad. But anyway, he has got an amazing photography channel on YouTube. Go and check it out.
I'm annoyed. I missed out on the coffee books. I'm fuming. Sold out, didn't they? Too popular. Carry on.
Yeah, anyway, so he's got this thing, and he's doing a weekly, really good quality letter to his audience for street photography. That's his gig when he's not doing my stuff. And we've been talking about it and stewing over doing that for quite a while. Well, we've actually finally done it now. And I've done 2 letters to just content, real thoughtful stuff, which is something you just don't get on podcasts, you don't get on videos. There's something really powerful about forcing yourself to write something down. So if you would like to receive the daily letter completely for free, weekly letter.
Don't ever commit.
Definitely not daily, but definitely weekly. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and somewhere on there it'll say letter, and you can subscribe to it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I like the recent one. Well, not at the time of recording is recent. The China one. It's very good.
So yeah, a little musing that I have each week, to help entrepreneurs and business owners. If you would like to get access to the letter and enjoy that other 3 piece of content that we are giving away,
I think it's important, especially in the world of ChatGPT spat out content. You can really, when someone's put thought into it, I think you actually get proper insights that you can only get out of someone's brain. And look, you were right about I'm sat on the train and blah, blah, blah. You almost took people on the journey, but sort of what you were talking about, I was like, actually, because do you know what, weirdly, because I could read that you'd put time in to write it, I took the time to read all of it. Whereas with ChatGPT stuff, I'll scan through a bit. As soon as I get a sense that it's too Americanized, it's been, machine written, I'm like, I'm not interested. But because you had written it, I was like, oh, okay. It's very good. Go and check it out.
So that's that. Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that, you're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University. There we go. Right, let's get into Lewis Barrows.
Let's get him on the pod. Hey, Lewis, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
We are very well, thank you, my friend. Could you give us for the listener at home or the watcher on YouTube, give us the little summary of you and your business journey, mate, and tell us how you've got to where you're at right now. I know we had a chat in the pre-chat chat, but let everyone at home know.
Yeah, no worries. I started reselling on Amazon, as most people do my age, I think, nowadays. See it on TikTok, think, that looks good. Started doing that, did all right from it, scaled it up, and then one of my friends started doing the same thing. He wanted to go and travel and needed someone to pack his products. So I said, yep, I'll pack them for you. Started doing that more, and then it's just started packing more and more people's products who sell online, basically. When they get an order, we ship it off for them.
I've got a quick question for you before we get into helping you. If I'm, 28 years old, I've got a full-time job and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to sell some gear on Amazon and I've got 10 grand saved up and I'm going to buy some stock. Would you advise them and say, yeah, that's a good idea, go crack on? Or would you say, I think there's better ways to make money?
I would say you definitely end up making money as long as you spend it on the right things. But I know a lot of people have made a lot of money doing it, and there's definitely money to make. Probably not life-changing money, but for an extra couple of £1,000 a month, definitely.
Interesting.
Which could be life-changing for some people, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the most money you know that you know, actually know someone, not that you've read on the internet, but like you could shake their hands, they know who you are? What's the most that you've known someone's made, like serious money or just okay money?
Yeah, so I know one person who's made his own brands solely on Amazon, who's doing upwards of £500,000 a week selling on Amazon. I know someone who's doing £250,000 a month reselling other people's brands, so none of his brands, just the brands that already exist, he just sells them on Amazon for them. I know of quite a few people who are doing £100,000 plus a month reselling on Amazon, so the opportunity is definitely out there.
And so the guy that you know that's selling £500,000 a week worth of stuff on Amazon, I'd love to get them on the show, actually. I mean, that would be bloody fantastic if you could.
I'll put you in contact with him.
Yeah, I mean, if he would, I mean, I think our listeners would be genuinely interested in that, don't you think, Jamie?
Yeah, definitely.
So £500,000 a week. What do you think is his secret sauce that other people may not have got on board with? What's he doing differently?
He's been doing it for 11 years and never gave up, essentially, and it's all his own brand stuff. Reselling, I don't think he could do that volume reselling. He's got countless brands which are all private label, so bought from the China and places like that, which he imports in containers and containers of, and then just resells it.
I think the summary of that is this person's just thinking bigger and doing the bigger stuff, isn't it? And there's always less competition when you think bigger. Yeah. Like who I think you really know. Number one, you said he's been doing it for over 11 years. Yeah. So you got 10 years skin in the game. I mean, there's a lot of lessons here for every business.
Yeah.
I've been doing it over 10 years, 11 years. I didn't give up, kept consistent, because I'm sure it weren't like that in years 1 to 3. Number two, he got on a plane probably and went and bought containers worth of gear from China, which not a lot of people want to do. There we go. Very interesting.
He was actually in China the other day for that Canton Fair. So.
Oh, I might have seen him.
There you go. Him. You might have seen him.
How many? Do you know that's one of the things that when people I get loads of messages now, Lewis and JB, like people want to do importing and stuff, and they just ask me the lowest form of barrier to entry possible. I'm like, just get on the plane and go there.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
It's going to cost you a couple of grand to actually put boots on the ground.
To change your life, you know, and like really what you're going to learn, like, and what everyone wants to do is use Mr. Bloody Google to answer.
Can I just do it on Alibaba?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, right. So let's now get back into to your business. So you were selling yourself 50 to 60 grand's worth of gear on Amazon.
Yep.
What was you selling?
Toothbrushes, lots of supplements, lots of pint glasses, believe it or not. So like pint glasses that you buy in a pub, like Stella glasses, bundles of them.
Wow.
All sorts. Absolutely anything I could get my hands on.
And how old was you when you was doing this?
20, 21.
So when you were buying Oral-B toothbrushes and pint glasses, where were you sourcing that stuff from?
The brand directly. So I'd find something that was selling on Amazon, get on the phone to the brand and say, I want to buy 6 or 7 pallets worth of this. Where can I get them from? And then they'd tell you to go down the road to someone else, and then you'd ring them. They'd say, yeah, we can. Or they'd say, no, go to these person. It's just like a rabbit chase until you get a hold of them.
Wow. So the 20-year-old you, I mean, this isn't, I just love this. So you actually picked up the phone to Oral-B and just tried to track down. Yeah. So what, you just rang head office Oral-B?
Yeah, so you just ring them and then they say, this is our main distributor in the UK. And then you get in touch with them and then they've got a load of brands underneath them. So you end up looking for one product and then they send you to a distributor who distributes lots of brands. And then you go from there, because Oral-B's have like a minimum spend. So you can get an account with Oral-B, but you've got to spend, I think it's £80,000 a month to get an account with them, and 20-year-old me couldn't do that. So they sent me down the road to the next person whose minimum spend might have been, say, £10,000 a month. That's something you could do, and then you get in touch with them.
And then you bought your Oral-B toothbrush. What did you buy it for, and what did you sell it for?
My best ones I sold for £115 a toothbrush, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I was buying them for £60, and I was making £12 a toothbrush and selling them probably £300 a month.
Wow. And so how did you get your first 10 grand together to go and buy it 20 years? I mean, so you buy £10,000 worth of toothbrushes at 20 years old or 21 years old. Like, where did you get your initial startup cash?
So I didn't start with that much. That was sort of, I got them bigger orders later on down the line. My first order I sold was pint glasses, and my dad owned a pub and he had a load of pint glasses which he couldn't get a hold of, which he couldn't use. So I bundled all them up, sold them on Amazon. The stock was free. And then that built up the first bit and then just kept building up that way.
Wow. I just love these stories.
Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks for being on. Just amazing. I mean, you sir, let me tell you now, I cannot wait to meet the 35-year-old you. You're going to be something like that. It's just that little story you've just told there is the foundations of great entrepreneurship, which you probably know.
It's that willingness to do that sort of stuff which separates the good from the great as well. I've been reading 50 Cent's book. Weirdly, it's an amazing business book, and he's actually got a child that he's fallen out with, like his eldest kid he fell out with. And he basically, this is almost like the exact opposite of someone like a Lewis. So this kid is contrived, it has an expectation because his dad's worth $200 million or whatever. He's like, I'm not going to give him any money, because 50 Cent made his initial money selling drugs on street corners, like a lot of the rap industry purport to do.
Jay-Z was a big drug dealer.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at him now.
But he, so he said, I'm not going to give the kids money, but I will help them to earn money. So he was really into his sneakers, and there was a very fancy Queens in New York sneaker store, which was going out of business because they couldn't afford the rents and stuff. So he bought all the stock and said to his kid, right, I want you to work out how online stores work. You can have all this stock, which was worth about $250,000, and then go and sell that stock. And the kid couldn't be asked. And he literally just he frittered away the $250,000 worth of stock. But then you got someone like a Lewis, for example, who just goes, you know what, you can't get a pint glass, and dad's got some in his pub. I'll bundle them up and sell them.
Wow.
That's the difference. It makes a difference, isn't it? That willingness to do it.
So now fast forward to now, and we've got some challenges in the businesses. So managing staff and setting systems. Talk to us.
Yeah, so because I am obviously not experienced in any of this, I sort of just stumbled into it. I found that I was hiring people who are around my age, who I knew through a friend of a friend, and I just end up being more friendly with them than like business-wise. So like the production rates slow down, people start coming in late, people start just general things which shouldn't happen, but because I've probably hired younger people or not got the right people in the right seats sort of thing, that just happens, and then I've ended up having to get rid of them and bring a new one in, and then the cycle starts again, and then I just
don't do that then.
Yeah, I know, but then I feel like
that's
if
the
I
answer.
get someone in who's older,
Yeah, get some.
if I get someone in who's older, then I'd feel, I don't know, would they work for someone who's
Well, it's not
my
about
age?
the young or old. I mean, I always say this to people. I've got old people that are lazy, old people that are fantastic. I've got young people that are lazy and young people that are fantastic. And the same with every age group. It is all about finding the right people. The thing is, Lewis, I am going to be a doctor now and prescribe you your DNA. You are an entrepreneur. You are a grower of businesses. You are a marketer. You're a money-making machine. And that is the role that you should play in your business. You've got to remember E plus M equals S. You're the entrepreneur plus management equals success. You should be looking now for a manager of your business to run the day-to-day. And that might be a PA, by the way. You know, like my Tracy, who's my PA, you know, she's, you know, older than me, more organised, much more admin driven. You know, you need to find that style of DNA to manage the day-to-day of your business. You're 23, you're going to go to places that most people can't even imagine just because of your 36-month CV being so impressive. You're just going to do more and more. And so if you could now find your day-to-day person so that you can focus on growing the business, not operating the business, massive things could happen for you. And you might need to pay them a bit more than you're paying. You know, you might need to pay, you know, a 40 grand a year person to manage the day-to-day of the business. They do all the hiring, they do all the firing, they do all the organisation. Your job is now just to bring more income into the business. So it's about finding a manager that's probably a very different set of DNA personality to you.
It's like you and Aaron starting out, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
At this sort of
same
age.
age as me. Yeah, he's the same age as me, and is an amazing. Did you see him this morning?
Saw him this morning.
Yeah. He's an amazing operator and manager of people, but you know he doesn't necessarily want to go and raise the next £1 million or do the next deal, you know, but I am faith to go and do those deals because people like Aaron and Janky and Tracy and Leah, you know, some of my senior management people, and I can't emphasize enough the difference between entrepreneurship and management is huge. And what you're trying to do is it's like glaringly obvious, and lots of entrepreneurs go through it, is you're trying to be manager and entrepreneur. It won't work.
Yeah. Where would you look for that type of person? Because obviously I got hired every single person I've got now through Indeed. I just put a job post up and whoever sort of tried the hardest to get the job I'd hire.
Well, I think for entrepreneurs, you should do a multi-interview process. I mean, maybe the first thing that you should do is look for a really good PA that's worked for an chief executive person. You know, that they've been a PA for a long time and that business might have got sold off and now they're looking for a new role. And that PA could possibly for a while help you. Like, you cannot underestimate how good an experienced executive assistant or personal assistant can be for an entrepreneur. Because you just don't know. You're 23, you just don't know. You know, you really, the best analogy for me having this is always the one I use, which is a school. You're the head teacher and you need teachers to look after the students. And you're trying to be head teacher and teacher. And the head teacher needs to think about the future of the school. The teachers think about the day-to-day of the school.
Yeah.
So I would look for an amazing PA that would be /manager, because you want an admin organised. You know the type of person.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of my Tracy, my Aaron, my Janky, that finishers, like people that love organisation. They love deadlines and they love
systems, processes.
standards.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, like a bank manager, that sort of. And it I see, we're 23, it's all happy clappy, we're all mates and we all get on very well, and eventually what got you here won't get you there.
Yep, sounds good. I'll get looking for one of them.
But maybe what helps with recruitment is a brilliant job description. Have you got a brilliant job description that actually is honest about what you want? You want people to turn up on time. You want people to dot the I's and cross the T's. You want people to make sure standards are met. You want to make, you want a really good quality manager. Are you asking for, something different. So the strength of the job description. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, then go for a multi-interview process. I call this the 4-interview process. You should get people together and do a group interview, and you do a little pitch to say, look, these are the problems in my business. I'm an entrepreneur and I've grown it to this. I've done this. I've done that. I want someone that can do this, this, and that. And you do that group interview. Then you do one-to-ones. And then you do another one-to-one where you get another business owner or a mentor or your accountant to interview the person. And then on the 4th interview, and you're listening in that interview, by the way, and then on the 4th interview, they do a presentation to you on how they're going to run your business. So they create their own KPIs on how they're going to improve your business.
Yeah, that's a lot more in depth than what I was doing.
Oh, I know. It's like, you seem cool. Let's go. That's how you'll be doing it.
Yeah, and it's not working.
There's a little phrase that you should be thinking about for management people is hire slow, fire fast. You just don't want to be getting someone in for 100 days and going, oh, this isn't really working out. Then you have to have the awkward conversations and,
people don't realise how much time and therefore money that's cost, do they? Because people say, I'm not going to use a recruiter because that's going to cost me money. But because you're paying out, say, like 10% of their salary or the first month of their salary, whatever it may be, you don't sort of allow for that as a fixed cost in your head. But when you look at actually the time, the effort, the 4 interviews, it's hugely costly to get the wrong person.
Absolutely. And I think for recruitment, the best thing that entrepreneurs should think, and when I talk about this 4-interview process, I talk about this for entrepreneurs because I understand how I think. You just want to get on to the next thing. So you feel like you've just won a little race because you've employed someone. You think, right, that headache's gone now.
For you.
Yeah, I've dealt with that, and that person's just going to be as good as me. I'm going to spend no time coaching them, no time mentoring them. I just expect them.
Got all my time back.
Yeah, I've just employed Bill Gates. This is going to be amazing. And reality is that isn't the case. And what you should be thinking about is we're going through a deselection process rather than a selection process.
Would you say it's worth me looking at hire an agency or what?
Yeah, I think sometimes
because I've never done it.
They might find you better candidates. Do some on your own. And definitely have you got any experienced business owner friends that might be 10 years into the game?
My dad's ran businesses all his life since the same age as me. So,
but he's in pubs and hospitality, isn't he?
Yeah. So after the fast chain stuff, it's not really those stuff just come and go.
If you had a hospitality business, certainly let's ask him for some advice. But this is very different.
I could ask that guy who's doing the other Amazon sales.
Yeah, ask it. But look, to be fair, mate, I don't think this is a big issue. You're 23 and you've only had a few staff, but when I started out, that's what I did. You just ask people and. I was very lucky with Aaron, really, that I discovered him. He worked for David Lloyd's. He was a manager.
Were you mates before? Is that how you knew him?
He employed me to
do parties.
He hired me to do a show for David Lloyd's.
Oh, okay.
And he was the manager of the kids club, and I watched how organised he was, and I thought, I need that.
So what was the next step? I'm really intrigued by that. So what was the next step?
I just went to him. I said, "You're fantastic. I'm going to open an indoor play centre. I want you to come and manage it. I'm going to open it next year, but during the week, would you like to help me run my entertainment agency?" And he was organised, he was efficient, and that's what you need. And once you write down the avatar of what your weaknesses are. Lewis, you don't want to be managing people. Your skill set is working out to get another 50 grand's worth of sales a month, and but you will only have faith to do that if you know you've got a team that can look after the 50 grand a month. Because I can tell that's how I think. It's classic. There's a brilliant book called Who Not How, which you should read. Who are you going to get?
Just finished reading it.
Bloody hell, what? They must have picked up some stuff from there, didn't you?
No, I know I did, but I just ask more people, and then you sort of keep asking.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But do you know what? Maybe you should speak to a recruitment agency because they'll probably coach you on the job description and teach you some stuff. And do you know what? Ask for some candidates that are a bit more money than you would usually spend on a salary, just to see what that shows up. But I always caveat this. Now, I've paid people big money before and they've been useless. I've paid people. It's all about the person. some people are on these big whacking salaries, and you think, oh, I'm paying the big salary, they're going to be flipping fantastic, and they've been flipping useless, and they've actually been a challenge and broke down the culture. And this is the thing, that if there's anything that I've learned in recruiting the tens of thousands of people that we've recruited over the years, you hire on attitude over skill set. And every entrepreneur makes the mistake. They look at us, you can't help yourself. You go, oh, if I had that skill set in my business, this is just going to change the game. But then their attitude just pisses everyone off.
Do you know what I've started doing? I've phoned them off the cuff, and I phone them at a random time. So I specifically stay late in the office till 6:30, 7. At 7 o'clock, I'll just phone them off the cuff if they've applied for the job, and how they pick up the phone tells me whether it's even worth the conversation. Because if you get someone who's like, yeah, what's up, bruv? I'm like, yeah, bye. We're already done at that point. Because if you catch them on the hop, be like, I'm really sorry to call you at this time, but I've saw your CV, I'm really interested. Have you got a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
And then say to them, just tell me about your experience. You can really get a good sense of people just by catching them on the fly.
Yeah.
I also think if you're going to, I think the recruitment agency is a good move. I think you tend to get a better quality of candidate depending on what you're looking for, which is probably like a PA, EA, business manager kind of thing. I think you'll get better people on LinkedIn than you will on Indeed.
Yeah. The answer is you need to do it all though, don't you?
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah. Okay, challenge number 2, diversifying marketing tactics. Come on, tell us, what do you mean here?
So essentially, I've not done any marketing. This whole thing's been built on sort of partnerships with like existing mentors who teach people to resell, SEO, and I've not done any paid ads. I've just started with a marketing agency to start this.
Sorry, I'm confused. Paid ads for people that use your fulfillment warehouse?
Yeah, so running paid ads for people who are looking for someone to pack their products who sell on Amazon, because we don't sell the products ourselves. They send them to us because Amazon you need to put certain labels on certain products that you're reselling. So you put your own identifier on it, and if you've got 1,000 labels to put on, people don't want to do that. So people who are looking to come to us, we're looking to advertise and get more brands and bigger sellers in.
Can I just say,
smaller new people?
I mean, if you want to get more, surely you just have someone go through Amazon listings, find the company and contact the company, don't you, and get someone on the phone?
Yeah, this is sort of exactly what I thought of doing, but obviously I just haven't done it yet, and I'm trying to free up the time to do that, but it's not really.
Yeah, but you just employ someone to do that, don't you? Based on results.
I could do, yeah.
You get someone in the Philippines to find out who they are, so they build a spreadsheet, and then you get a telesales person. Well, I would do 2 things: send a letter, send an email, and pick up the phone. Those 3 things. I mean, if you do 100 reach out today, you're going to get some business. I mean, that's slam dunk. I don't think you need to do anything else, don't you?
Probably not. No, I just don't know where these brands, if you were a brand and you were looking for, I think it's more of a long, if you're a brand, you're not sort of an impulse, you're going to move one. It's more of a long-term research thing or a business development thing than more of someone ringing you up saying, do you want to move your whole business to us?
Well, no, that's why you do the email and the direct mail and then the phone call. But the quality of the direct mail, I mean, I'm looking on your website, which is good, by the way. It's bloody good, isn't it, JB?
It is good, yeah.
Mate, you are absolutely going to fly. But you need that letter that amplifies all the pain points. Do you know what? You might even, can I just say, forgetting the letter, forgetting the emails, I do think if you got someone that was good on the phones just ringing round, if they did 500 calls a week, surely you'd get 5 or 10 good leads a week, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then after the phone call, then send the letter, then send the email. But it's just, you just start at A, don't you, on Amazon, and you just say right there, I reckon you could even have somewhere that has all that data already and you just buy it.
Yeah,
there's software and stuff that you can extract it from, because I was using it to find the brands to contact when I was reselling.
There you go. It's just, look, the thing is, if you're messing around managing the business, it's why if you got a really good PA that can just take over the day-to-day, you'll be better at thinking about all this stuff, won't you?
Yeah.
Is there also a case, Lewis, and this might be a rubbish idea, but a lot of people think that, you know, they sell on Amazon only because they've heard of FBA. They've got that, which for people who don't know is fulfillment by Amazon, but they might not be looking at, say, TikTok Shop or Shopify or one of those other platforms. Is there a case that you could go to very good selling items on Amazon and say, hey, are you also on these other platforms? We can help you with that as well.
That's definitely something we can do. We've just started setting up TikTok Shop, because obviously that's becoming quite big.
The thing is, though, look, like JB's absolutely right, but your primary focus, all of this is minute compared to you getting your time back. You know,
that's the biggest problem. I just end up running it all day to day, putting out all the problems, and then by the time it comes
you're
to
an idiot because you're too smart for that. You're way too smart. Like you are. You know, you listen to 350 of these episodes, and maybe even 400 episodes of these, but you are one of the rare ones that comes on. I can just see that you're just making a few, like just giving you back 8 hours a day. You don't even need me or him to tell you. You're going to work it all out yourself. Look at your website. Look at what you've achieved so far. What you just need to do is probably spend a little bit of your profit into a better person to manage your business. And then within 100 days, you'll get all that money back because...
Buy back your time.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think you even... I don't think there's... Once you do that, all your other problems will just disappear, literally.
That's the plan.
It's whether you can go, well, I'm making maybe 40, 50 grand a year out of my business right now, but I'm going to pay someone 40, 50, 60 grand a year to run my business, which means I might be making less for 6 months. And I think
I'm more than happy to do that. I don't want to, I want to grow it, so I don't want to.
Mate, you're in. You are. Yeah. I can't wait to grade you when you disappear. Do you know we grade our guests that come on? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. But
yeah. Well, you're going to be graded in the next few minutes. Look, is there any questions you'd like to ask me? I think we'll do that, JB, and then we'll do the grading, because I think I don't want to muddy the water with it. I just want him to go and get his time back.
Get that one person, yeah. Well, the questions that were submitted was, at what point should you invest in an established manager? I think we've definitely covered that off. Yeah, now. The answer is now, or yesterday. How do you keep your workplace culture professional? There you go. There's a good one.
The manager's going to do that for you, getting you out of the way.
Yeah.
Because entrepreneurs, you know, it's just the laughs and jokes and all the lulls that start when a company starts, like the innuendos and everything you do, and everyone's shagging each other in the beginning days of a business. Like that changes as it becomes more professional. It just does. We laugh at that. And everyone knows that everyone else is doing it, but won't say, you know, yeah. What are you laughing at, Lewis? Why, are you already thinking that's happening in your...
No. Just, it's true. It's young people, just they end up going out on weekends together, and then they get a lot closer, and then it's like, oh, it's just not much.
Yeah, look, listen, when you're building a business, you know, everyone's friends, and then when you build a professional business, you know the difference between friendly and friends.
That might be one of the benefits of having a bit of grey-haired experience of who's older than you, who can kind of be the one who's not in their fun 20s, that has been around the block. Maybe they've had like a retail job, so they're really good at systems and processes and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And they come in and they just like knock it into shape a little bit more. And you might feel uncomfortable with that for the first few months. You might be like, oh, this is... I
don't think you will. I think you'll embrace it, because once you're a proper entrepreneur, once you go, oh, actually, this is giving me all this time, I'm just going to go make it to another 50 grand a month here. Crack on. You'll love it. Any other questions? Was that all the questions?
His final question was, what do you think I should focus on the next 6 months? Again,
we've answered that.
We've answered that as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much all. That's just pretty straightforward.
E plus M equals S. E plus M equals S. That's the one for you, sunshine. Have you done my Entrepreneurs University?
No.
Right.
Oh, you've got to do that.
You need to go and do that. Try it free 14 days. Go on my website, jamessinclair.net, and then there's loads of management CV bits and bobs in there that I think will really help you.
I will do that tonight.
There you go. I look forward to seeing.
So that's what's going to be the biggest thing for you, because you're saying you're doing all of this stuff in the daytime, then at night you're doing the growing the business. Imagine if you could spend all of your day doing the growing the business, then at night time you give yourself a little bit of a breather, so you can actually then expand your mind, expand your thinking.
Yeah.
But
what Lewis is going to do, because I love him, he's going to do all of his day growing the business, all of his evening growing the business, and then his weekends he's going to be growing the business. Because
Which you could do when you're 23.
Already working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that when you're 23.
No bambinos. Have you got a girlfriend, Lewis, or boyfriend?
Nah, I just work all the time.
Yeah,
Good
here
man.
he is, hustling
He's living
away.
the dream, this boy.
Yeah, there
He's
you
living
go.
the dream. All right, great stuff. Where can people go and find more information? If they've maybe there is the next gym shark is sat listening, going, do you know what? I just don't know how to get this on TikTok Shop. I need Lewis's help. Where can they go, mate?
Yeah, look, let's give him an advert.
Prep365.co.uk on Google. You'll find us and then just fill in the form and I'll get in touch.
Prep365.co.uk. Brilliant stuff.
Well, with absolute confidence, Lewis, I am very happy to say that I'm speaking to a future multi-millionaire. I absolutely know it without a shadow of doubt. So congratulations. Let's grade him.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for being on the show, mate. Sorry, Jimbo's decided he's going to he's giving out so many compliments. He's allergic to compliments and now he's dying quietly in the corner.
Yeah, I'm going to start slagging off JB again, which is my favourite pastime.
Back to your comfort zone. Right, awesome stuff. Thank you for being on the show, Lewis. We appreciate you being here. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, what a great guy, eh? Right. Should we rate him?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not worried about him. He's going to go far.
He is indeed. Right. Let's go for it. The 8 traits of the greats. Welcome to this section of the podcast. If you've never listened to before, can you die quietly?
Yeah.
What a deep. Listen to the deep. Can we get the talent a glass of water, please? And one for Jimbo as well. Hey! Come on now. This is the portion of the show. This is the portion of the show where we grade our guests on the 8 traits of the greats. We review them, we assess them, and we find out whether we think they are aligned and certain for greatness based on the actions that they take. So let's go for it. Number 1. Come on, what is it?
Starting with the end in mind. I think he's got that, hasn't he? Because he said he
knows. Well, he knows what he's doing at the moment isn't the end thing. So I think we could give him that. Yeah.
Well, he said, look, I asked him, what does your business look like when it's finished? And he said, 5 to 10 million revenue, and it can be sold, yeah. So we give him a 1.
We're giving that. Fine. Number 2, passionate about their cause.
I'm passionate about his personal cause, isn't he? But I don't know if he's got the business that he's massively passionate about yet.
No, I think he knows it's a stepping stone, doesn't he? Can't have it then, can he? He's passionate about business, but not about that particular cause, I would say.
Should we give him half a point?
Should we give him half? Yeah, we can give him half.
Untold amounts of resilience.
Has he been tested? We don't know, do we?
Give him half a point for that.
Another half, yeah.
So we're on 2 so far. Yeah. The master relationships of people. He's struggling with that, isn't he?
He is struggling, yeah. But he will get there.
Yeah, we'll get half a point.
Half a point. We should rename her Arthur. Arthur Point.
Commercial awareness, I think we could definitely give him that.
Yes.
They innovate so they don't evaporate.
I think he's doing that.
Yeah, when it don't work, he's off.
Yeah, he's always got his next plan.
Number 7, master marketeer. I think I've seen his website.
He's very well put together.
Knowing how to sell on Amazon.
In fact, do you know what though? Let's have a quick. Let's click through to one of his socials because he's supposedly selling on social. Let's have a quick look through here. Yeah, he's giving value-adding content. Look at this.
Yeah, he's
for 20.
He's a marketer.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he can have that one. Fine.
Let's stay teachable and curious. I definitely need to got that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of those half points. That means that Lewis has gone and got himself 6.5 points. You might remember from a previous episode, we've had an 8 out of 8, guys. We're not celebrating in a big way an 8 out of 8 here, but he's done very well there. 6.5.
I will say this though.
He's second on the leaderboard.
I will say this though. He's going to be an 8 in a few years, isn't he?
He is.
He's going to pick up all those other traits and be a master entrepreneur. Definitely. He's a lovely guy. Really lovely guy.
Is he the sort of person you go, cool, they're good? Would you headhunt them and bring them into like party pieces or something like that?
Yeah. But he's never going to want to work for someone who's just not wired up like that.
Well, not even you. Not even the James Sinclair.
He would be unemployable, I think, already.
Yeah, probably would be, to be fair, wouldn't he?
He's unemployable, yeah.
Smart guy.
He's highly investable, though. He's the sort of person you'd invest in.
Would you invest in him?
Yeah, well, I don't invest in anyone, but if I was an investor, I would definitely consider investing in him for sure.
I think he done very well there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's good. If you are listening to this podcast and you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate and review wherever you are, because it does help more than you know.
Yeah, we had one recently, actually, but we haven't had one for a little while.
What, someone saying nice things?
Yeah, nice thing. Yeah, no, we've got a little 5-star.
Yeah. So if you could do that, and if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, and do all that great stuff.
When can I come and see you next? When's the next thing I can come and see you?
If you'd like to come and see me do my big London event, the Business Masterclass.
Live in London.
It's a 2-day event. JB is going to be doing a keynote as well, but I'll be doing most of the work as per usual.
You could have made this up. Sorry, carry on.
Oh dear. So we're doing a big 2-day event in London, Business Masterclass. Tickets are only a few £100. It's an amazing event. If you want to know how to get companies, buy companies, get customers, raise finance, get your business ready for sale, bring more profitability into your team, that's what Business Masterclass is about. You can buy the tickets at jamessinclair.net. Right, let's hear what he's got to say.
Right, no, sorry. So we've actually had 2 recent reviews.
Right, okay.
One of which, absolutely fabulous. The other one, not so much.
Come on then, what's the one that's fabulous?
So the one that I saw popped up, it's like 5 stars. I love the new format. Shout out to Casme333 via Apple Podcast for this one. I enjoy listening to podcasts when it was JS on his own. However, it's now gone up a notch since JB has co-hosted. Love the new format. 5 stars.
There we go. Well done.
It. On the other hand,
we've had a negative.
Oh yeah,
a negative Nancy.
1 star. 1 star. Irritating sidekick and almost entirely self-promotion. 1 star. I've been a regular listener for years, but the new format is a real turn-off. James now has a really irritating sidekick that adds... Is he talking about me? That adds nothing and is incredibly distracting. They spend 10 to 15 minutes inanely chatting that seems to be mostly centered around self-promotion. The rest is a basic chat with the business person that is really just an opportunity for more self-promotion. I find this quite disappointing. It's sad to hear a previously good podcast going bad. Steve Deepsea. Well, Steve, I hope you don't drown in that deep sea.
Sorry that you feel like that, Steve.
Do you? I'm not sorry.
No.
I'm glad.
Oh.
Well, Steve.
But most people like you now.
No, well, fine. I can't believe that we found that live on the podcast, though. And the previous one was a 3 out of 5 stars. Someone's going, oh, yeah, brilliant. This is the Mutts Nuts, 3 out of 5. I'm not sure they worked out how the rating thing worked.
Fine.
But if you'd like to leave us a 5-star review or a 1-star, be really, really honest like Steve Deepsea if needs be. That's absolutely fine. We don't mind that at all.
Sorry, Steve. I feel personally responsible, but he's, I've got to look after him now. I'm his carer.
I don't know what to do, Steve, if I'm not here with Jimbo Sinclair once a fortnight.
There we go. Okay, gang. See you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.